have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's gonna love to meet the METS Mets from New York. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue. So hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball from the Mets from New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hand, and let 'em know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed you have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. The east side, west side, everybody's gonna love to meet the METS Mets of New York. Of New York.
Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and excuse the voice. I'm a little bit under the weather, but still surviving. It's not going to stop me from rolling some dice on New Year's Day. So happy New Year to everybody out there watching my and listening to my broadcast. I listen to a lot of these broadcasts when I'm driving. I take a half hour in the morning, half hour in the afternoon drive, and I listen to a lot of these broadcasts. Different guys, different games. All right, so we're playing APBA, and we're joining the action in the top of the second inning. There's one out. Mike Fitzgerald, the catcher's at first base. Vance Law is the batter, and it's Montreal at Mets. It's Burn Smith, a CYZ, versus Ron Darling, a CX. We're rolling APBA basic, and here's the pitch to, and this is pretty fast moving, so just 45. That's is he a Z? He is not a Z, so that's ball 4. So first and second now. So Darling is in a little bit of trouble here in the top of the second inning. Only one out. Dave Engel. Oh, foul ball. It's a souvenir for the fans. Another souvenir. Strike 2. And that's going to be a 51. That's a 9. And you got to look at a chart in APBA. Now, I know that's an out against a C pitcher, but what kind of an out? It's a ground ball to third base. Both runners are going to advance. So it's going to be a 5-3 put out, but both runners advance. And with 2 outs, it's second and third. Now, a guy named Erm Winningham is up. Erm Winningham. And I'm trying to decide whether to walk him and pitch to to Burn Smith, the pitcher, in this 2-out situation. And you know what? I believe I'm going to, let's see, the next batter card. Oh, wow, he hits too. Huh. He's got some oddball numbers, 21, 23. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pitch to Winningham. And that's a 56. And first and second, Darling is an X. So 56 is a 34. This is the thing that slows some of what goes on in APBA. Having to check the charts in certain on-base situations. And that's going to be a pop-up to the left side. That's going to be the third baseman for the Mets, Magadan, under it, and he makes the catch. Ron Darling is leading off the bottom of the second. That's a fly to left, 1 out. And we go back to the top of the order. And that's going to be a 61. That's going to be a 40. That's foul ball. And a 21 to Lenny Dykstra. That's a fly to left. Back-to-back flyouts. 2 outs. And that's a ground ball to the third baseman. And that retires the side. It's going to be Smith. That's a 25. That's a 23. I believe that's a error center field. So it's a ball hit to Dykstra, and he misplays it off his glove. Drops in there for an E8. So runner's on at first. Candiali. And that's a 56, and that's popped up to the second baseman. 1 out. Tom Foley, the shortstop, 64. That's strike 3. So Ron Darling bears down for the second out. Andres Galarraga, always dangerous. Andre Galarraga, 26, strike 3. Lows one by him. And now it's going to be Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez is 1 for 1 today. And that's a ground to short. Tom Foley up with it, throws him out. Darryl Strawberry. Got to listen to this. Darryl Strawberry. I believe the Mets have played. The Mets have played 20 games. And Darryl Strawberry in 20 games. Oh, wait. I hit the wrong guy. Darryl Strawberry in 20 games has 13 home runs. He has a home run. He hit 40 home runs. He has a home run at 11 and one at 66. And that's a 44, and that's line base hit to right for Darryl Strawberry. Kevin McReynolds, 23, and that's a ground ball, second base. Flips to the shortstop. Oh, let's redo that because we didn't put it in as a field choice. 4-6. All right, runner out at second on the force. And now it's Hojo. He's a switch hitter, bats left. And that's Snake Eyes. That's a deep drive. That's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Engel to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. So that's a 2-run shot. And that puts the Mets up 5-0 in the bottom of the third. Hojo connects, and Burns Smith wishes he had that pitch back. There's 2 outs, and it's Dave Magadan. And that's going to be a ground ball to second baseman Vance Law. And off his glove. E4, no doubt. Took his eye off it. So Magadan is on at first. Now it's Barry Lyons. And Barry Lyons, that's going to be a ground ball to short. Tom Foley. He gets to it. And, high throw. And that's going to be an error. Back-to-back errors by the second baseman and the shortstop. Put runners on first and second with 2 outs. And it's Ron Darling. Foul ball. Souvenir. 44, and that's going to be a 9. If he gave up 5 runs in 3 innings, so there's actually, let me see, are those all earned runs or not? No, they are all earned runs, so that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to load the bases. So even Ron Darling gets a hit to load the bases. He takes a negative grade modifier for having allowed 5 runs in 3 innings. That's what in APBA they call what do they call that? Optional pitching rules. All right, Lenny Dykstra, bases loaded, 2 outs. There's action in the Expo bullpen, and that's going to be popped up. It's going to be the catcher, and that retires the side. Tim Wallach. Eli Wallach. I was thinking of the actor in The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. It's a foul ball. 41. That's a ground ball, shortstop. Hojo playing short, throws high. but nice stretch by Hernandez. Fitzgerald, 25, and that is a ground ball to third. Oh, no, it's popped up. Excuse me. 2 down. And now it's Vance Law. That's snake eyes. That's a drive into left center field. And that's over the wall. Home run. I kept on carrying. Looked like it was going to be off the wall there, but it just kept on carrying. 5-1. Dave Engel, 35. That's strike 3. So the Expos pick up a run. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Wally Backman leading it off, 43. That's going to be a comebacker to Burn Smith. Feels his position. And it's a 19. That's going to be, Wallach is a 4, I believe, and that's going to be an E5. Grounder to Wallach, and he boots it. So now almost 3 out of 4 infielders have committed errors for the Expos. And it's Darryl Strawberry. And that's going to be a 16 with a runner on first. The 16, that's going to be a fly out. That's going to be a ball that Herb Winningham runs down in the gap. And that's 2 outs now. And I went the right. Kevin McReynolds. And that's a grounder to second. Law over to first. And that retires the side. Winningham is up against Ron Darling. That's a 41. That's a grounder to short. Hojo throws on the run and gets Winningham by half a step. That's a 15. Smith, the batter. That's a 21. A 21 is going to be a ball that's picked up by Magin and throw to Hernandez. And, it's off Hernandez's glove for an E. E3. So this game has 5 errors so far. Let's try to get this up just a little bit here. Just a slat. All right, I just want everything in the camera. All right, Candiali, 62. That's that may be a strikeout. Let's see. And strike 3. 2 outs now. Candiali goes down swinging. And it's Tom Foley. And 41, that's a ground ball to shortstop. Flips to second base. And that retires the side. So the good thing about APBA is you can get through these games pretty quick. Hojo, 63, and that's a fly ball deep right field. Back goes Engel to the track, makes the catch. So Hojo gave it a ride, but got under it a little bit. Magadan, that's a bouncer to second. 2 down. Lions, 41, that's a grounder up the middle. Foley reaches it, throws the first. 3 up, 3 down. Andre Galarraga, that's strike 3. Wallach, fly to left. And Fitzgerald, and that's ball 4. Fitzgerald walks. Now we're in the top of the 6th. It's 5-1 Mets. Montreal at in 87 Shea Stadium. Vance Law now. Mike Fitzgerald on at first. Fitzgerald's going to play it safe. He's slow. As a catcher, pretty slow. Vance Law, 52. That's strike 3. That retires the side. So again, Darling bears down. And it's Ron Darling leading it off. 65. That's popped up. 1 down. Lenny Dykstra. Dykstra's 0 for 2. He's walked as well. And that's strike 3 on Dykstra. Took the outside pitch. Too close to take. Wally Backman. That's popped up. Catcher throws his mask away, makes the catch, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. Dave Engel. Darling's pitch, 24, and that's a fly to left. McReynolds toward the line. Squeezes it. Winningham. 21, that's a fly to left again. 2 out. And now here in the top of the 7th, we're looking at having 2 pinch hit. And we're going to bring in, let's see what we do here. Pinch hit with Wallace Johnson. See if I have a Wallace Johnson, St. Clair, and McGaffigan. There's St. Clair. We'll bring him in. And Joe Wallace Johnson, Wally Johnson is going to pinch hit. So I have extra players. So those come in handy. I'm going to have to write those in. Wallace. Love in baseball when you play those guys that are the unsung heroes. You know, guys that not everybody knows about, but they played in this game. You know, I like doing that. So it's Wallace Johnson. And hey there, who's that? Larry Harris. Hey, Happy New Year, brother. We're rolling a little APBA. It's 5-1 in the top of the seventh. There's 2 outs, and Wallace Johnson is going to pinch hit for the starter, Burns Smith. Wally Johnson, he's an extra player card. I got the XBs with this set. I buy only the older APBA sets because the newer APBA sets with all the players can run you about $120. And I don't think that that a basic system as basic as this and as simple should be kind of costing that kind of money. That's pushing it. I mean, if you calculate what my salary has gone up in the last 40 years compared to what the APBA cards have gone up, holy smokes, APBA's gone up like 500%. Anyway, I think I calculated that one day, by the way. All right, so it's Wallace Johnson against Ron Darling with 2 outs, and that's Snake Eyes. So he gets a hold of one, and he drives it to the wall, and that's going to split the outfielders. Strawberry after it, the long relay in, but that's going to be a 2-out double, pinch hit double for Wally Johnson. He's a backup first baseman type, and that's going to turn over the lineup. It's Casey Pigpen Condiali and 25, and that's lined base hit. That's going to be an RBI single. Unless Johnson's slow, then we're holding him up. Yeah. Oh, no, he's fast. So he's going around. He scores. Tom Foley, 5-2 now. And that's a 55, and that's lined base hit. That's going to send Condiali to third, first and third with 2 outs. So this is a little bit of a 2-out rally going here. It's 5-2. The tying run is at the place in Andres Galarraga. Top of the seventh. Who do the Mets use in this game? Let's take a quick peek at that. Let's see. They used Sisk, so we're going to bring in Sisk. Going to bring in, and Sisk is going to be an A for this one batter. So Sisk is in for the Mets. His name is Doug Sisk. His nickname is Douglas Randall Sisk. He's from Renton, Washington. That's why I like the data, the interesting data about the players, the weight, the height, the hometown. I like that. That's cool. I think that's something that APBA does that no other system really does. That's one thing I have to say that I really like about APBA. That's how you pronounce it. Not a lot of guys say APBA, but no, it's APBA. And if you read all the old publicity articles and so forth and ads, it explains to you how to pronounce it. So anyway, Doug Sisk with first and third, and Galarraga has a lot of power. So generally speaking, he has a lot of power. I'm looking at his card, I don't see a lot of power. I thought this guy his nickname is Giant, but he must have had an off year, but who knows? Oh, he has a 0.22. Okay, all right. He does have power. All right. I didn't notice that. That's a 46. Strike 3. So in comes Sisk and strikes out Galarraga. So Sisk is pumped up. And strikes out Galarraga to retire the side. So the Expos leave 2 men on, but they pick up another run. It's 5-2. So it's going to be Keith Hernandez. New pitcher is going to be St. Clair, Randy St. Clair. I don't know if you remember him. And he's a righty. He's from Glen Falls, New York. And he is a CYZ. I put that on his card so I can see it there. So Randy Sinclair's in the game. He's a C pitcher. Keith Hernandez. And it's a ground ball. Shortstop Foley. One away. Bottom of the seventh, 5-2. Strawberry. Ooh. That's a ground ball. Second base. Vance Law. Flips to Galarraga. 2 outs. And McReynolds. 45 ball 4. So walks on 4 balls. And Howard Johnson. That's a grounder to short. To Foley. Across the diamond. Throws out Tojo. And then we're going to have Wallach here. Doug Sisk against Wallach in the top of the 8th. That's a 43. And that's going to be a 29. That's a comebacker to Sisk. Feels his position, throws him out. 1 down. Wallach is out. Fitzgerald, 63. That's strike 3. 2 outs. And Law. And that's a 55 against an 8. That's a fly ball center field. Dykstra there, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Sisk. And now it's going to be Dave Magadan against St. Clair. That's a grounded to short. 1 down. Lions. And that is strike 3. And now Darling, well, Sisk should be there. And we're going to bring in a pinch hitter real quick. First guy, Tuffle. First guy I see. Timmy Tuffle is going to pinch hit. Here's the pitch from St. Clair. And that's a fly ball. Oh, no, that's ground ball. Third base, across the diamond. And that retires the side. So it's going to be Dave Engel leading it off against Dave Engel's a righty. So let's bring in a righty here. Let's bring in who can we bring in? Brandon Myers, a lefty. Leach. We're going to bring in Rick Leach. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry Leach. Excuse me. So we're going to bring in Terry Leach. To finish it off and pick up the save. Engel. That's a 26. That's a grounded to short. Howard Johnson. High throw. But gets him. Winning him. Oop, foul ball. Souvenir for the fan. 36. That's pop-up. Third baseman right there. Magadan puts it away. And now we need a pinch hitter. Last out for the 5-2 Mets. Last out here in the top of the 9th. Who pinch hit for the let me see who pinch hit Powell, Alonzo Powell. I don't know that I have Alonzo Powell. Don't have everybody, because APBA is very stingy with the cards. They put out a lot of 20-player sets. So I'm looking for Powell. I do have their extra players, and I do print out stuff on Steve's. Tibbs pitched in yesterday's game. I made him up. Okay, I don't have Powell. McGaffigan. I saw him somewhere. There he is, Andy McGaffigan. He's an A pitcher. He's going to come in. Oh, wait. I'm looking for a pinch hitter. Why am I looking for pitchers? What's wrong with me? All right. Reed Nichols. Let's see if Reed Nichols is around. Pitcher. Webster. Pitcher. Jeff Reed. Tim Raines. Huey Brooks. Nichols. Nichols actually pinch hits in this game. Actually, he plays right field, so he's going to pinch hit for us. We're going to have to add him. using iScore on an 8-inch iPad. And this is Reed. Now, this is one of my many replays. This is the Mets 87 replay. Some interesting stats, like the one on Strawberry has 13 home runs in 20 games. Reed Nichols against Terry Leach. That's a 65. That's popped up. Catcher Lyons throws his mask away, and that's the ball game. So Mets win it. Mets win it by a score of 5-2. Montreal, 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors, and 7 left on base, while the Mets had 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and 7 left on base. Winning pitcher for the Mets is going to be Ron Darling. And the save is picked up by Terry Leach. The loss is going to go to Burn Smith. And now our next game, which I will set up in a little bit, our next game is going to be, let's see, it's going to be Neil Heaton versus David Cohn. So I don't know that I have Neil Heaton here. I may have to either find, he may have been traded. So, oh, there he is. So I do have him. Okay, perfect. So Neil Heaton is there. And that's going to be the next against Cohn. I have a XB for Cohn. There he is. So Cohn against Heaton is the next game. So stand by. Stay tuned. Eventually, I will be back with more APBA baseball. Easy peasy stuff. So final score here in 1987 Shea Stadium, reliving the past, is the Montreal Expos lose it to the Mets by a score of 5-2. Thanks, guys. I will see you soon. Happy New Year.